Is it on? Is it good? Are we on? Are we live? Cool. Welcome, everybody. I'm JT Vega. How's it going? I'm just live streaming tonight. Lately, I haven't been able to do any content lately. I've been busy with work. I've been uploading some stuff. I know that most people are probably upset with me over the news that I did about Koho Shibuya. And the fact that I actually had to discuss this issue because I do feel bad for Koho Shibuya from what happened to her. I'm not going to try to lie. This was very uncalled for. And I wasn't laughing at this. And it's sad that someone had to fall victim to a prank that just turned into a really bad situation. I know that some of you guys really like her. And it's sad that she had to go through this because of what happened. Especially what happened at Anime Matsuri. Especially the people who I'm not going to mention because of the fact that it's not worth mentioning them. Because I know that some of them on social media had been saying some things because they wanted to discredit the convention itself, considering its past mistakes. I heard a lot of things about it, and I can say that it's not as bad as most people make it out to be. I know there was a lot, I know a lot of conventions made a lot of mistakes in the past, especially what's going on right now. And I seen a lot of conventions have made a lot of mistakes, and they tried their best to fix those mistakes. In the past, they had done a lot of things that I seen happen at these conventions, and the fact that it does happen at these conventions, there were a lot of incidences that I witnessed at conventions that I don't want to mention because I don't want to make them look bad, because I seen these incidents happen. I seen a lot of the things that happen, like for example, back in around the early 2000s, I went to a convention, and what happened was there was an incident where a girl got sexually assaulted by a drunk guest at the convention, and that girl's cosplay was ripped. And I remember accidentally going into the elevator and saw what happened, and she cried when I saw her. I felt so sorry for her. And I know that this was kind of sad because a lot of the things that happen at these conventions do happen. And I know that most people don't realize. I would advise people to basically protect themselves from this whole situation, because I do know a lot of these incidents that do happen at these conventions are kind of rare. And sometimes there are some conventions that don't have, are not always perfect, but it's kind of sad that this happened to a lot of people. Now, getting into the details of what's going on, considering I heard what's going on with Anime Matsuri, I know that most people went to that convention. I know a friend of mine talked to me about what was going on at the convention. He had talked to the people on YouTube that were Yellow Fash and others, and they didn't seem like bad people. I understand that. I don't want to say anything about it. I understand that this is something that is personal with them, and it's kind of sad that that's the situation. I know that from what I heard, not everyone's made of money, and I understand a lot of the things that were going on at the convention, because I have people that I know from working in volunteer in conventions in the past. I keep my tabs with them too, and they told me what was going on, because I used to volunteer for conventions. And they told me there was there were some incidences, but they weren't that bad. It was just minor incidences that happened that shouldn't be worried about. So, I guess I better go ahead and go into the cringe of this whole thing. I know that most people don't like me talking about this, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about an anime called Nighthead 2020, which a lot of people are talking about. This is the cover for it. Let me see if I can get it. This is the cover, and I'll show you. For those who don't know, Nighthead used to be a series in Japan that was adapted to another anime called Nighthead Genesis. And I used to remember watching Nighthead Genesis. I was introduced to Nighthead Genesis. I didn't even realize that it had a live-action TV series that was made in 1992. And they also made a movie, which it was a short-lived series. Keep this in mind, this anime was a short-lived series for Nighthead Genesis. Now, they made this new anime called Nighthead 2041, and surprisingly, it's in 3D CGI. And I know that most people don't like that anime, because I seen the reviews of it, and I seen a lot of people talk about this anime, and for a very good reason. Because the 3D animation wasn't as polished, but compared to another anime that everyone used to complain about that's no longer on air, which is oh boy, and I hate to say this, it was EX Arm. That anime actually, Nighthead actually does a better job of doing blending 3D and 2D animation together. And I was kind of surprised by this, because even though the frame rate was slow, it was actually pretty good. And I kind of do like that anime for some reason. And I don't know what to tell you guys, but it is an interesting take on what they were doing, and the fact that they were doing this for a lot of good reasons. So, better go tell everyone that I'm live streaming on my Discord tonight. This is very cringy as hell. So, this anime wasn't very popular per se. It wasn't. It was one of the few animes that actually was popular back in the days. I know from experience watching this series from Nighthead Genesis, it's basically kind of like it reminded me too much like the Hardy Boys, except the Hardy Boys had psychic powers, and one has the ability to touch and see and show them the dark side of humanity, revealing everything to them. The other has, I think, psychokinesis, I think it was called. But it was a really interesting take on ESP. And it wasn't like the best it wasn't like the best series out there, because it kind of ended on a kind of in a let's just say it kind of ended in a cliffhanger, and I was kind of disappointed. I guess they wanted to advertise the manga, and sadly they didn't get another season. But the weird thing about it is, like, I didn't even know about the live action series of 1992, and they actually did a movie, and I was kind of surprised by the movie. It was like, that's pretty cool. And I actually watched the first episode, which was kind of like the Nighthead Genesis scenario that they did in the first episode. But Nighthead 2041 tried to do the same thing, and I was kind of surprised by this anime. Like, it tried to do the same thing as Nighthead Genesis, but it left out a couple of characters in the series. And it was kind of surprising. Like you had two people Like it had like it only ran like 4 people, and I was kind of surprised that they had a short cast of people working on this, and the fact that Nighthead is, basically these two kids, these two brothers are runaways. They basically are trying to get away from an organization that is coming after them because they have psychic powers. They have ESP, and therefore they need to be stopped. Because of the fact this organization went after them, this is kind of how the plot line thickens on that whole thing. It's a weird series. It's like a live action drama that surprisingly was okay. It was pretty good for its time, but it wasn't like the best, because I do recall that it was like only like 22, I think it was like 22 to 23 episodes, and then they made the movie. By the research that I made, especially the anime itself, it just didn't do so well because it just ended on a short notice. And I was kind of surprised by it. It was like, that was like one of the few animes that I watched that was really cool. It felt like Supernatural in a way. And the funny thing was, Supernatural anime came out at that time too, around the 2000s, and I watched that too, and I actually did somewhat enjoy it, but at the same time, you know, I would have collected that series because it was a really good series for its time. So let's see. Oh God, Woohoo Lad came. God, this guy's crazy. I guess I better go ahead and show you guys what's going on, because this is what he's doing right now. It's just so, it's just weird.
So I'm gonna flip you around, get you some of that extra sauce. All right, some of that extra sauce. So now you're nice and lathered up, ready for the touch, if you will. What if I just burnt your ass? Am I allowed to do this? Is this considered a dangerous act? I think I'm legally allowed to do this. Right? I think. Is it gonna burn? Is the grease too strong?
That's what he's doing. He's basically just throwing pizza down on these things. Like they're literally doing the memes and everything. Pizza time.
It's okay though. We're good, no worries. All that matters is that the cheese is gooey, right? Kind of. You know what? Just... Here's the recycled pizzas.
You gotta love
Wuha.
Like, he's just creatively crazy on this one.
Hey, I'm an artist. Is this the new wave of VTubing? Just this? Like, alright. There's the 2.0. Grats! See you on the debut. Add a little bit of sauce. There you go. It's like I'm actually making a pizza. Get some of this, I think this is Hatsune Miku. We'll get some of her pizza, throw it on there. Just so you have a little bit going on here. There you go.
Psych. He's just throwing pizzas on images. Like, that's kind of what he's doing right now. And I find it hilarious that he's doing this. Not her. Why did you have to do that to her? What the hell, man? This guy's literally just doing this to just to be funny. Like, in his own right, he is a VTuber as well, and he likes the hobby, but he's just crazy. Like, like, yeah, he's a little bit of a troll too, but I kind of find it funny that he would do this, because it's like, what the hell? Like he literally is doing this out of all things. Like, oh god. Yeah, that's pretty much what he's doing. Like Woo Lad is kind of a woohoo lad, just likes to do that. Like this guy's really crazy when he does this stuff. Like he does like the outrageous weird stuff on the internet just to get a rise out of people, especially the he just likes to meme stuff. Like he's literally just like making fun of the whole VTubing thing. I don't blame him. Like he's got a following. Like a lot of people like him, especially the edgelords like him too. So it's not like he's the the worst person in the world. So anyways, let's begin. I guess I better go ahead and talk about continuing on with the whole Nighthead Genesis thing. I guess some people will need to understand that what is going on right now is that there are people out there that they're talking about this, especially the fans are talking about this, and I kind of do feel disappointed, especially the anime fans are just like downvoting it, because I found out from a lot of people that the reason why this anime is not well liked, it's at the grounds of 6, is because they don't like the CGI animation, and I can understand why they don't like the CGI animation, but in defense of CGI animation, there were several shows that were popular because of CGI, and even though the CGI wasn't the best for them, they presented a story that was pretty good. And I do recall that one of the animes, for example, was Knights of Sidonia, which I really do like, and I wish I could see the third season, which I haven't been able to lately because I was so busy with work. And a lot of it's been talked about a lot, especially the third season. I did watch I did watch the second season, which was concluded, but I just really like the third season. Your content has been age restricted. Yeah, they basically they age restricted my content. That sucks. Apparently, Two Girls was age restricted. And I'm kind of surprised by this. It's like age restricted, violence, disturbing imagery, nudity, sexually suggestive content, portraying dangerous activities. Yeah, so it's age restricted for a lot of reasons, and I kept it tame. Like, it was basically girls just playing with their like, one girl was playing with their boobs as a joke, and a lot of people they interpret it as that. But in Japan, it's perfectly normal. It's a joke. And it was during that Evo tournament that they had, and it was the whole core values situation. So, let's see here. Speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this because there's been some things that are going on. So Studio Flow has released another documentation, which they posted on. You have to understand, this is they're in Europe, so Eastern time. Eastern time. So Western time. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys what's going on, because I found out today, this was posted today by them, because they're in Europe and I'm in the US, and the fact that they are making Hey everyone, this is DC founder, directors of Cerberus. I'm here to update you guys on the next major release. We're calling it the Elia Update. Elia Update. As you know, we released the gallery featuring drop this week, which delivered a small strike team, but alongside with a major team that has been also chipping away at the big Ella update. Let's look at what's shipping with the beast of an update then. Okay, of course, we got to start with the main attraction. The horny masses are all waiting for the debut of Alicia Sorn, hosted by stellar Venus LeMay. Let's see who Venus LeMay is. This is Venus. Pro actress, voice acting, DM content, inquiries, Alicia Sorn. Now, Venus LeMay is... Here's some announcements I was hinting about. Catch me as Fujino in Mother in Love in September. Okay, she's kind of the hentai. Yeah. So... yeah, so... that's what's going on, and this is pretty much what we're getting. We're getting this character. That is the art depiction of her from the game, and I'm kind of excited because really it's kind of interesting to see Subverse, because a lot of us like Subverse. I do like it because of the fact that I do know who Studio Foe is. And for those who don't know, you can look up their content on Pornhub. And the fact that this is kind of surprising. Like, they finally released an update. So let's see. As you know, we released a gallery feature drop this week, which delivers a small strike team alongside with all major teams have been chipping away in Lily. Update. Let's look at what's shipping and what's the Beast's update. Okay, so of course we got to start with the main attraction. Okay, we know that one. We already read that one. Alicia's main quest line at the mixed prison break of some Trojan horse action as the next step of the Fortune's revolution unfolds. For the very first time, you get to experience one of the girls' homeworlds as we take you down the surface of Talisan, the beautiful art of Deco style homeworld of the Kilo. And I'm sorry if I can't pronounce it right. The Kilo, or however you pronounce it. As I touched it on the previous dev blog, priorities was to integrate sex into the quest in a way that didn't take you out of the action. We're confident of meeting that challenge. Accompanying the main quest are 13 cinematic produced just for the LE update. Unlike the first release, this time around we focused more on the character-driven cinematics. I feel like longer, more character-driven stuff is that what you guys enjoy the most, especially one centered around the waifus. Ooh. You will, of course, get the catch up with the events of Celestia's Place with the fan favorite General Blaeth as a supporting voice cast makes the return to bring all these to life. Yeah, because they managed to get some money, but they actually paid the voice actors enough money to try to at least make this game possible. It would be a major update without Captain sticking it to some goons, and the time around, no exception. You get what you take in Coley and Boygrid space combat and unleash the full might of the fleet against you. Alongside the space stuff revealed previously, there's also a grid combat boss fights to sink your teeth into as well. Nebula's the new Nebula, the Hydra. We're going to be unlocking new regions and plural galaxies and updates. It's filled with over 100 new anomalies discovered in total. Their anomalies are like Meat Beat Station, Deep Inside Shoot Space, Mysterious Lubby Consortium, and of course the Iris Gloria, where primitives are apparently all ass men. Absolutely savage. You also get to meet a couple of a new cast of side quest givers and even a new fully voiced quest like IDK being added. By the way, we are looking into enhancing side quests, especially how they are resolved. I'm not sure if that will make it into the update in the next one. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Again, the philosophy is to make sure the quests are a bit more waifu centric, and that is our goal. So let's see. No, that's nope. I guess I'm sorry about that. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to close that. I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. That is what's going on. Luckily I didn't show it to you guys. But that's pretty much what's going on. Because I did look up the dev blog on the game of Subverse, and the update's kind of interesting because the fact that they're talking about this. I would show you guys the pictures. Like here's an example of one of them. Like this is one of the moshes that they work in progress. Like you can look it up on the website. I'll give you guys the links to the website if you want it. But it's interesting that they're doing this. The new Pandora scenes, 50 new Pandora scenes being added to the Ellie update, including more existing girls like Demi, Lily, and Killy. Futa fans will be pleased, but there will be really some cracking Futa scenes in the batch. All while they're still working on a new Evolution of Pandora system, which is launched after the Pandora Ellie update. New maps and Maddox. We got some new Maddox discovered and breeds and new grid combat maps to test your meta. I'll go more into depth about the critters in the next dev blog because we got something really interesting things planned for them. In the meantime, have oh boy, I can't show it to you guys because that's what's going on in the patch notes. This is what I would show you the whole thing, but that's pretty much what's in the patch notes. I can't show you the whole thing. It's a long thing that they just showed me, so yeah. I'm thrilled to announce that the game will be getting an official wiki very soon, hosted by us, the wiki coming together really nicely. Already to telling us the excellent supplement of the game having for the lore nerds. Streamster is also still in development. I also want to mention that we have a new support site up and running. To click here on the support Subverse support home. As you can see, Ellie Update is chock full of content, and I'm confident that you guys get kicked it out of or something of everyone here. Keep your sights firmly trained on our Twitter account. More sneak peeks coming out. Okay, so I gotta look up the Subverse thing. Update. The gallery mode was going great, okay? So yeah, there's some good dev lives. What do you think? Was it a poor game? Okay, that's kind of hilarious. Now the gallery is live. Okay. Okay, so we got a really cool gallery. So, oh boy, this is not fun. But they are introducing some new characters in the game. That's funny. Oh boy, this is hilarious. I do like, I can't help but laugh at Subverse because it's actually a really funny game, and the fact that they're doing this it's no surprise. And that's the news from Subverse. I would show you the whole thing, but I can't because that's kind of what's going on. I did watch on Oh, and by the way, I did watch the new oh man, the new Dragon Maid show, which is Miss Koyabashi's Dragon Maid. I did like that show. I actually tried to catch up on the first season. Since I never watched the first season, I decided to go check out the second season, and it turns out it's a really tame series. It doesn't try to be sexualized. It tries to be like a lot of people were talking about this. If you watch the clips from the anime itself, I kind of, you know, there was one thing that kind of popped up, and I can't really show you guys because I know I can't, like, I get demonetized for this shit like all the time. And what's going on is there's been a lot of things going crazy about this whole thing. Because it's like like everyone likes Miss Koyabashi Dragon Maid, and I kind of find it hilarious that there were a lot of things in that anime that were really cool. Let me see. If I can find it, because I found it hilarious. See if I could find that fight. Here it is. Yeah. So this is the clip I'm gonna go ahead and show you. I know that I'm gonna probably get demonetized for this, and I know that they'll probably take this down and try to do a copyright strike. But this is an example, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this because this is the part that that was very controversial. And I would show it to you guys, but this is what's going on. And a lot of people are talking about this character that and I kind of do forget about the character's name. It's a very much Amisama. Let's see, Lilu. That's her name. The new character that everyone's like getting upset about. It turns out it's kind of hilarious. Like I watched the clip of it, and I watched the anime. Like this was kind of what someone actually uploaded a clip of the whole thing, and the thing was like there was a part in there that kind of was she was trying to be sexual to her. And the fact that she basically hit her because she refused because she explained that she's a woman. Yes, she slapped her in the boobs because of the fact she did not like what she didn't like her doing those seductive moves on her. And this show was actually, you know, tame compared to anything. And the fact that people were basically shitting on this and bringing up the controversy about the character being, oh, she has big boobs. Lilu was actually not really that bad of a character. And I actually watched the anime itself, and it turns out it wasn't like that bad. It was tame. It doesn't try to be a ecchi in a way. It's kind of tame compared to other animes you see that are ecchi, and a lot of people don't realize this. That anime isn't that bad, and people were getting upset about this. And for those who are new to this show, I usually discuss about a lot of weird ass animes and sometimes obscure animes. And lately, I haven't been able to get a lot of views on this channel because no one really cares about watching this channel. I do this for fun. I do it as a hobby. I know that most people don't like my content because it's just not really entertaining at all. So I guess maybe I should go on Twitter to find out if I did post it. Like, it's seriously a little bit more little bit more on the right. I guess I better go ahead and do that. Because there's no way you can talk about anime without talking about anime. Because it's anime. Ladies and gentlemen, it's anime. And yet people are getting upset. So, a lot of people are talking about, oh God, not that. Yeah, I heard about this. They're bringing back that storyline to market to people. Oh God. I guess I better go ahead and talk about this because this is the video that I actually talked about this situation, and I did talk about Koho Shibuya. How's it going? Because there's been some things that happen, and I want to go ahead and address this in a nicer way because a lot of people were kind of like upset about this. Especially, I do feel bad for Koho Shibuya because she's a very nice person. And some people were getting upset about this because what happened was there was a fake email that was sent around via the interweb. An Anime Matsuri staff member has admittedly refuted the recent rumor the former Japanese adult video actress Koho Shibuya first circulated an email blast sent by Anime Matsuri attendees that she plans to host an after-hours sex party as part of the convention's programming. The sent to attendees on July 7th from Gmail account purportedly belonging to an individual named Fake Fukuyuri, though it's likely a fake identity given to the name itself, appears to play a part of the phrase "fuck you." F you. Yeah. Claiming to have been authored by Shibuya herself, the email blast questions announcing that a former JAV star would be holding a sex anime party on 1 a.m. and the 13th in Shibuya Crossing stage for guests and artists, where I give out the best experience for you guys in costumes. Yeah, so basically, I kind of talked about this, and sadly, this was what happened. And yes, the email was screenshot, and I do feel bad for what was happening to her because someone really did this as a hilarious joke and thought it would be funny, but it wasn't funny. And I do feel sorry that someone would resort to this type of harm to a convention just because they don't like somebody at the convention, just to damage the reputation of that convention, to hurting someone at the convention. So, in the follow-up thread published by Takanashi after receiving an email inquiry regarding the email, Anime News Network executive editor Lizzie Lubridge, who asked such questions as regulations are being considered to ensure the safety and health of the sex workers at the party, and asked the details of Shibuya's listed Hentai Fest panel. The Anime Matsuri staff member publicly responded to Lubridge's message, beginning with the declaration that the email sent out was an outside source. Likely somebody was trying to stir up a rumor. The sex party was not nor will ever be the thing at the con, said Jacob Takanashi. And this was, I actually read this email and I knew this was actually nothing new. And I do feel bad for what happened because this was a crazy situation that turned really bad for the convention. And I do feel bad for Jacob and his family because he had to deal with it. So did his wife. And the fact that this went too far with this prank that someone did, it's sad that this happened to him. Yeah, where people often poke fun at a certain moment. Yeah, because I do know about Hentai Fest, and I do know what it is because I've been to one before at an anime convention in Texas before. These are always held in a way, and I'm gonna explain this to you guys because they usually show and card people whenever they do these hentai fest things. They basically just show hentai. That's all they do. That's basically what it is. They just show hentai and also a couple of AV videos and even talking about a lot of things. Like, it's hilarious. It was like a fun and entertaining thing. It's kind of like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but with hentai. That's pretty much what it is. That's what a hentai fest is. Like, people I used to remember people used to show like lingerie. That was the hentai that they showed back then. And there was also other ones too, like and I used to remember people like going like they were like cheering on these people. It's just so hilarious. Now, and it's kind of funny how people are doing this. And I do feel bad. Now, I don't want to mention her because she's irrelevant. Because Mars Girl, I don't want to bring her into this because there's no point. Mars Girl tried to say it was real. A handful of animators received an email. Whether it's real or not implicates that Avi Otto and her manager and the AM chairs hosted a car show for soliciting prostitution in a crime in Texas, which that's kind of weird how she kind of insinuates this. And a lot of people, and I do recall people called her out for this because this is something, it looks like whoever sent the email is doubling down. This is one of the totally fake too. If I want to come to the GBR on the 13th, should be used crossing stage, verify yourself if the party is happening. You're no more than welcome. Continue. Yeah, because he took the moment to push back against the harassment he and his wife have been receiving, telling those who had engaged in such behavior, also, please stop messaging my wife. She's 9 months pregnant and does not need distress. And I do believe that this is kind of sad because this kind of situation escalated into this, and I'm just gonna tell you guys, I do feel bad for Jacob and his wife, and also Koyo Shibuya, because this has become a situation to where people are personally upset with this because of how they treated the situation, especially Mars Girl, accusing Anime Matsuri of being bad when really they weren't. And this kind of escalated into a situation to where it's obvious that people were not happy. And I'm not happy either because that's what happened. Oh yeah, people are talking about that that game. Yes, everyone's talking about Super Robot Wars, which includes a lot of mechs from different animes, from different genres of animes. And I'm kind of excited to see Super Robot Wars 30th anniversary, which a lot of people are talking about. Yes, I'm talking about that one. Like, this is the game that's on Steam, and I'm putting this on my Steam list. Like, let me see if I can get my Super Robot Wars. But everyone's talking about the Steam Deck. Ooh, Steam Deck. All right. Super Mecha Champion. All right. This is what everyone's talking about. Yeah. It features a lot of characters from different like animes you never heard of or you probably never seen before. Like there's some mecha shows that you probably never heard of, but it also has its own original characters from Super Robot Wars 2. As you can see, like this game is actually pretty cool though. I wish I could play this, but it has like Oh, it has heavy metal. It has heavy metal and Magic Knight Ray Earth. Cool. Yeah, they did have Mecha in that series too. They also had. I'm kind of surprised too because it's interesting that they did this. Let's see, what else do they have? Mobile Suit Gundam Victory. What else do they have? Do they have? Oh, they got Majestic Prince. Cool. So what else do they have? Oh yeah, Knight and Magic, which wasn't really a popular series per se, and Mankaiser Infinitism. Yeah. And to Brave Police, Jay Decker. Oh, that's cool. Oh, they got Gridman. Cool. King of Kings, Geogar. Super Robot Wars. Oh, yeah, the original robots from Super Robot Wars. Yeah, from all the sequels that they had for Super Robot Wars, this is Super Robot Wars 30, which I might buy, but here's the thing. This is what they're selling it for. And this is what bothers me about this, because here's what they're trying to do. I put this on my wish list because it's coming out in October. I might just wait 3 months for it, but sadly, what you're getting for this is kind of for the pre-bonus content. Spirits of Steel rewards you SRX units, strike scope, defender power parts. It's kind of what it is. Let me go ahead and continue here. This is what they're trying to do. Because they do have a lot of enhancements and everything, but they're putting a lot of the mechs in behind a paywall. The full game, season pass, DLCs, like this is what they're making people pay for. The SP Getter enhancement parts, that's pretty much what they're doing to people. They're making people buy into this, and that's kind of what I'm kind of afraid of, because that's what they're trying to do with this RPG, and I guess they want to make it more of a progressive game, but it's more of a pay for the content, and you can probably bypass everything pretty easily type of game. And additional playable units, including Super Robot Wars Original 13 additional area missions, DLC 2 playable units, including 2 from the Super Robot Wars OG, 13 additional, like, that's pretty much what we're getting. That's what I find disappointing about this. This is what I hate about this. Like, this is pretty cool, though. I kind of... Jay Decker. That's all they have, okay. Alright, that's pretty much what you're going to be getting from Bandai Co. And I'm putting that on my wish list. And yeah, I'm not made of money, so I'll admit to that. Might buy that someday. Might as well put that on that list too, if I ever get the chance to. But the problem is, they're trying to charge $100 for this thing, for the full edition, because that's how they're doing it. That's what Bandai's doing. $100 for. If you're a big fan of it and you want to spend the money for it, go ahead. Me, I'm just kind of like, maybe if I can afford it. If I want to buy extra content, yeah. I probably need to do that too. Like, this is what you're getting for content, and I'm just like, I might just add that there too, because I want to play that. And let's see what else, because Tokyo Ghoul. Really? They have Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul Call to Exist. I didn't even know this exists. I was like, I haven't watched the full series. I watched partially half of that series, but I guess, okay, so that's mixed. I'll consider that. Because that's something I might consider. Kakarot, maybe. Let's see. Code Vein, yeah, I already got that. Rad, World Seeker. I already bought that game. Let's see. Retold Memories. Jeez, Bandai really is branching out. Gundam Breaker. I heard so many bad reviews. Like, it's very mixed reviews on that game. A lot of people really hate this game for a lot of good reasons. Nice idea for the Gundam game, but make your own suit poorly executed with poorly controls, both the movements and battles. Hope they can come back with ideas more custom Gundams in game, but improved gameplay, which they should do. But they decided to do Gundam Evolve. Let's see. Jump Force, Black Clover. I need to probably get that too, because I'm kind of curious about that game. Let's see. Black Clover. I might play that too, because I do like... Why do they always keep adding like DLC for this thing? Jesus. I just want to play a game. Get Even. Let's see. God Eater 2. Maybe. I might just consider it. Because I know that they actually had a PSP version of it. But, let's see. What? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. .hack GU recode, last recode, which contains a whole bunch of the content. Let's see. Tales of Symphonia. Dead Core. What's that one? Maybe I'll watch it, but I don't know. Ridge Racer Unbound. I might consider doing that. That's kind of interesting. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm going for anime and all that other stuff, because God knows anime isn't easy to get. Because lately, anime isn't cheap. So, let's go ahead and talk about this. Because I'm thinking, this whole drama that's happening with the internet, with the anime, and everyone who does not realize what's going on. In case you're wondering, I'm talking about the anime. That's what I'm talking about. In case you're wondering why I'm talking about the anime, for a good reason, because I'm kind of interested in it. That's why. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the anime. Anime, as I call it on my show. Which is a very crappy-ass show, which a lot of people don't realize it's not watched by anyone, so who cares about this show, right? Okay, thank you. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and begin and discuss something about the anime, because everybody knows about the anime, and considering that there's been some talk about anime, and the new seasons of anime that came out, which no one is talking about. Surprisingly, I'm shocked, as you are shocked, by the fact that everyone is talking about anime. So today, we're going to go ahead and talk about the anime. What about you guys? Do you want to talk about the anime? Yeah, I sound too cheesy. So today, guys, I'm going to go ahead and talk about why people are talking about anime. So, why are you guys getting upset about a certain anime called Nighthead? Like, that's something, right? The anime is really cheesy. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. There's an anime out there for you. Not because you want to. And oh yes, everyone's talking about Nintendo Switch and the new Valve portable PC known as the Steam Deck. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Steam Deck is out. That's right, I'm going to show you guys what the Steam Deck looks like. This is what it looks like. This interesting piece of... Oops, sorry. I thought Big Chungus was there, but then again, here it is. That's what it looks like. The future of gaming is in this handheld PC thing, which is nothing new. There's a lot of technology that does that too. As you might as well know, that's what they're doing with this game system. Now, the features on this is kind of funny. Now everyone's talking about it. Phones already have 4K resolution for several years. Now, the only slightly less of a joke was than the Odelay Switch announcement. No wonder Epic Games is smacking around Steam. Valve needs to get it together. Oh boy. And if you think Epic Games is smacking Steam around right now... Oh, that's a burn. That's a burn right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's a burn. So today, let's talk about this. Let's talk about what's going on with this system that everyone's talking about. Because the specs on this system are not the same. Like, I can show you guys. This is nothing new. This is, like, really weird technology that no one knows about. Like... There was a Kickstarter I remembered about. Like, I do remember this because I seen it before. Like, this is you can get this for this is the system. Like, this thing is the same exact thing. It could play Windows, too. Like, look at that. That actually has Android games on it. But they're wanting to buy... Like, this is what it has. It can play Devil May Cry. It's on PC. Yo, that's what it does. Like, look at that. And this is something that's nothing new. Like, they actually have this. Like, even I can't show you, but this is Linus Tech Tapes actually showed the video of this. This is like this is AMD based. The ANAO review, like, no joke. Like, this is nothing new. Like, this is what you're expecting it to be. Like, everyone thinks yeah, and this is something that most people need to look at. Like, this was on anime. This was on a Indiegogo page a long time ago. They managed to make like $2 million off of this, and they were selling this for $1,000 HK. There's also several versions of it. Like, a lot of people don't realize, like, this was made in Hong Kong, and this is kind of, and it uses the Ryzen 5 cutting edge 7nm processor. And it's kind of funny how Steam is doing the same exact thing and trying to take all the credit for it. And a lot of people don't know this. This came out, like, let's see, back in April. Let's see, this started in what year? This was posted back in July 2021. I know this thing was like a long time ago. Let's see if I can find it. 9 days ago. Like, this was a year ago, I think. Like 6 months ago. This thing came out. And they did a lot of updates on this. This was on 2021. Let me see if I can find it. Like, this thing was around longer. But I do know that there was other projects similar to this that did the same exact thing. This was like a mini PC system that got its notice. And people were paying some money off of this thing. Like, no joke. This thing was not cheap. This was a very expensive piece of hardware. And I do believe this was posted a long time ago. Like, they were building this thing, making sure that this thing works. Like, they put out the updates for this, and this is nothing new. Because they used a lot of Ryzen technology with the based on the AMD, and this is like 16 gigabytes. Like, the GPU standard of Intel G07 LPR was 16 gigabytes of RAM, and it's like, this is nothing new. The technology was there long beforehand, and Steam kind of picked it up and decided to make their own version of it. You get what I'm saying? Anyone? Anybody? Okay, moving on. That's what's going on. So, that's what's going on with this system, because the specs on this system, I guess I better go ahead and go to GameSpot for this, because this is something that they are having. It's an APU based system. No thanks. So it's 35.5 gigahertz. It's basically Zen 2 CPU. Zen 2. Well, that's pretty good. RDNA 2 CPU. It's about the same. Like, most people were saying that this is about the same as the PlayStation 5. That's kind of funny. Or the PlayStation 4, as they call it, according to them. And I know that some people were mentioning that about it, especially the storage base and everything on this system. And to get the 500 gigabyte high-speed NVMe SSD, all modes include high-speed micro SD card slots. Oh, that's cool. And it contains like a Epic HD. Okay, so this thing can have gyros, displays of 180p, aspect ratio, optical blonde, LCD, enhanced reliability, 6-word refresh rate, touched it. Jeez. So it's 45 watts USB-C. Okay, that's cool. Micro SD slot supports SD, SDXC, SDXHC. Weight and size, it's pretty okay. Operating system is the SteamOS Archbase desktop KDE Plasma. Okay, so this is pretty much the specs for this thing. I think it's kind of cool, but sadly I found out that this thing got sold out. I know that I wish I could purchase this, but I can't because of the fact that I know what happened. Today I found out this thing sold out. This system is sold out, especially Nintendo Switch has sold out. The new one, the Odelay system. I'm not going to buy it because I already have my own Nintendo Switch, and I'd rather keep my old Nintendo Switch than anything else, because it's actually it's an okay system. I know that most people want the new shit, but sadly it's not worth it when you have a bunch of people who want to make money easily from this because they're out of jobs or they don't want to work, and they decide to, well, we might as well just sell this stuff for more money because people are willing to pay that much money. And yes, it's kind of true. People are willing to pay up a lot of sums of money for a system for their children that can play a lot of games. And this is like the latest system. And I do feel bad for a lot of people because I had people ask me at my local job that, do you sell these things? And we said yes, but we can only sell them online. And the problem is scalpers have been lately buying them faster than we could ever say the speed of light, because they've been using bots and everything. And sadly, you know, they don't really give a shit. They just want to buy it and sell it on eBay for a lot more. Even the vendors are selling them for a lot more expensive price, knowing full well they can get away with it, because Amazon doesn't really care who their vendors are, because you can see right here the MSRP price on those things are going up in value, and the fact that the vendors are doing this on Amazon tells you something about Amazon. Like, you can look up and this is how much they're selling it for. And this is originally, the price for it is $500. And I'm kind of surprised that they're selling it for used condition for $100. And this is how much they're selling it for. Even though it's going down in price, it's still not good. Like, the conditions for it, they're selling used systems for less than that. Xbox, same deal. It's like, that's how much it costs. So let's see here. God dang it, I really should talk about this, because I know most people are excited about Lilu. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the anime, guys. Come on. I guess it's really a bit boring today. I haven't really talked to anybody lately. I've been trying to get people to get on, but a lot of them are a little bit upset about this. And I'm just going to go ahead and address this, because right now a lot of people are disappointed by the news that Nintendo Switch is selling on online pre-orders, and they got sold out within the last few minutes, not realizing that people are buying out these systems, and of course they're selling them for a lot more. They don't care as long as they get the money, and sadly they're going to raise the price on them over the MSRP of that version of it. So there's been a lot of things that have actually happened, and it's like, this is where we're going to. And I just wish Nintendo would consider just selling it on the freaking stores. Like, go freaking sell them at the stores. Don't bother with the freaking online pre-orders, because God knows that's gonna freaking be bad. And I know that most people are buying them out in stock because of the fact that they sell well, but right now I get the chip shortage issues happening, because they can't keep a lot of this stuff in stock, because the fact is the scalpers don't care. They're keeping those things, they're hoarding those things no matter what. And the fact is, people are willing to buy these systems no matter how bad it is. And it's like, this is something that kind of puts it at a point. So let's go ahead and discuss this issue, because I guess I haven't really talked to anybody lately. I need to go ahead and get online and see if anybody wants to jump in. Yeah, because I know that most people are getting bored with the whole thing. I haven't really, like, no one's excited, no one's happy. This is where I'm going to go ahead and talk about this, because I want to be fair to everybody. This is something that needs to be addressed right now. Because this is what's happening. I don't like to talk about the drama, but this is what people are telling me right now. So, let's see here. Let's see if I can find some content that people would like to see. Because this is what's going on. Let's see. Today's anime we're going to go into discuss right now. And I guess I better just go ahead and do this because this is no fun. And I know that most people are getting bored with this. It's pretty bad because no one wants to discuss anime. And they don't want to talk about the anime. They don't want to talk about the fact that Super Robot Wars is coming out. No one wants to talk about anime. Oh, poor me. Alright, let's go ahead and continue with the anime. Ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. I guess I better go ahead and show you guys the anime. Let's see here. Show you guys the anime. Okay. Because it's kind of ridiculous. I know most people don't like what I do. Let's see here. I guess I'm looking at some anime. And I think I might just look at the anime. Jesus Christ. I guess I better go ahead and talk about it because some people don't want to talk about the anime. I don't even know why. It's not really fun. No, it's cringy as hell, so I might as well tell you guys what's going on right now. A lot of people are talking about Space Jam, and I just don't really care about Space Jam because Space Jam 2 wasn't the best movie. To be honest with you, I might watch it, but I'm busy watching the anime because of the fact that the anime is really cool. I know that's really a cringy stream today, but I wish I could see my friends come on here, but unfortunately they don't want to be on here. It's kind of a cringy stream today, and I want to go ahead and address some things right now. And I know that most people probably don't realize this. It's kind of the thing that I'm going to be explaining to you guys what's going on, and I know that most people are probably let's see here. Let's see if I can find it because I want to see how bad it is. Man, I'm tired. I'm really tired because I really wanted to go to sleep, but I can't because I really wanted to discuss some anime with my friends, but a lot of them are busy with work and real life, and I can understand why. Let's see, because I kind of really wanted to talk about some anime with some people, But the problem is, lately there's been a lot of things going on, like scheduling and being busy, and plus different time zones too. Like, I don't really care to be on their same time zones, but I understand a lot of them are busy with work in real life, and it's kind of the why I keep it simple. Or keep it difficult, because I know that some people come in. I know some people probably don't like it. Well, let me go ahead and I guess I'll show you something.
Nugget in a biscuit.
弁償教授200万
Nugget biscuit, nugget in a biscuit. Give me it all in mashed potato nugget.
ああ、大変だね。
Oh boy, that's kind of hilarious. That's what's going on. So, I'm not gonna say anything. I know that a lot of people are talking about it. There's been a lot of things going on. So, I know it's getting boring. I know it's getting bad. So, let's go ahead and continue. It's a very cringy situation. A very cringy situation. Where I'm going to put out some cringe here. And make sure everybody knows what this cringy situation is. So, let's see here. No, don't want to listen to that. Yeah. Because I guess some people are still trying to... Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It would be cool if they actually made a full music video out of that whole thing. But I know there's a lot of other videos that do that, and it's like, that's not the only one that does that.
電車カバン
Yeah. So, it's not like it's going to happen. Like, that's what's going to happen. So, I guess I better go ahead and show you guys this video.
Shadowbinders is back in stock on
Because I know that
shopclownfish.com.
is
That's
making some money off of this, so
shopclownfish.com.
I recommend you check
now
out
on
their
with the
channel.
show.
Because
Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon, and we're going to talk about how everybody is ditching World of Warcraft for Final Fantasy XIV? What? Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about this on Twitter, that a lot of people are unhappy with World of Warcraft and they're leaving for Final Fantasy 14, years old game. Well, I guess World of Warcraft is even older, significantly older. But it's really interesting to see this happen, and the reason for this happening is that, well, the last expansion was very underwhelming. Very underwhelming, right? Even Mark Kern, who worked on World of Warcraft, said that he prefers Final Fantasy 14 to World of Warcraft. So we're gonna talk about that. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 206,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. We do talk about video games occasionally. We talk about pop culture. We talk about things going on that interest us. And this was really interesting to see Final Fantasy XIV have a resurgence in popularity. Now, disclaimer, I don't play many MMORPGs anymore. I used to be really big into Ultima Online back in the day, and then World of Warcraft early on. But I haven't touched it in years. And yeah, I guess it's still a thing, right? Final Fantasy XIV I've actually never played. I play all the offline Final Fantasies. I played all of them. I just never got into the online Final Fantasies for some reason. I was never into it. I wasn't into 11, and I didn't check out 14 because of it, but people said I should. They said it's actually really, really good. You should check it out, and I might now. I'm kind of looking at this. I'm like, maybe. So Kotaku put this out. WoW disappointment. plus Twitch starts mass exodus into Final Fantasy 14. World of Warcraft Shadowlands' newest patch underwhelmed a lot of players. And Final Fantasy 14 is having its best month ever. Yesterday, Square Enix sold out of Final Fantasy. How do you sell out of Final Fantasy? This is a couple days ago. How do you sell out of it? It's a download. New character creation was briefly banned on all North American data centers. Last week, PC Games N noted that Final Fantasy 14 had its highest number of concurrent players on Steam at 47,000. Earlier in the week, according to SteamDB, the game broke that record, amassing 58,000 concurrent players, a metric that doesn't even account for players using Final Fantasy XIV's native launcher or console players. Usually when an MMO like Final Fantasy XIV experiences growth like this, it's tied to the release of an expansion patch. The latest patch, Death Unto Dawn, was released back in April. So why the hell are my queues 100 plus players deep in Laminza thick impenetrable tangle of sprouts, even more than usual? It's World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft. Yeah, a Twitch streamer, Asmongold, right? He was one of World of Warcraft's most popular streamers. He traded World of Warcraft for Final Fantasy XIV. The move triggered a wave of fans following him around in-game, to the combined chagrin and delight of Final Fantasy XIV regulars. The VOD of his adventure as a Warrior of Light has since become one of the most popular clips ever, earning 2.7 million views. He said he was committed to seeing Final Fantasy XIV through to the end to figure out life on, according to Grums. You seriously have to check it out. He's been playing it too. Another explanation for Final Fantasy XIV's player bump might be found in World of Warcraft's story. Back in June, Blizzard released Chains of Domination, WoW's latest content patch. With it came the Sanctum of Domination raid, an endgame dungeon that confronted players with one of Shadowlands and WoW's overall big-time baddies. The ending cinematic for that raid was a huge letdown, an incomprehensible mess of a story that ended on a cliffhanger that won't be resolved until the next patch. Well, yeah, you gotta buy more. Fans feel frustrated because they're on a slow ride through a mystery town with little payoff or explanation. The giant cosmic scope and Thanos-level villainy doesn't help either, according to Polygon reporter and WoW expert Cass Marshall. There's stuff to like in Shadowlands, but it's drowned out under the main plot. Yeah, so this is interesting. They said there's general apathy toward World of Warcraft. The final culprit in the great Final Fantasy XIV Awakening is the relentless campaign to get new folks to play the game. Right here. Here it is. If you've spent any time on social media, there's a good chance you've come across some meme-ified version of the script. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Final Fantasy XIV. They don't even need to make new Final Fantasy games, do they? Just Final Fantasy XIV and endless remakes of older Final Fantasy games. We don't even need Final Fantasy 16. So, yeah, this is really interesting. You go out to Bounding in the Comics, and they talk about Mark Kern responding to the rumors of Blizzard turmoil. We know that a lot of developers, we know that a lot of the old guard at Blizzard have left. They're going and moving on to greener pastures, that Blizzard is getting a lot of pushback from players. I know Overwatch 2 is not coming together as well as they'd hoped, as they understand it. So yeah, there's some stuff going on here. So in response to the rumors that Blizzard is currently bleeding players and struggling to retain interest in their titles, animator, developer, and original World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kern recently offered his opinion on the unconfirmed claims, asserting it may not be legit, but this attitude described about monetization and how devs view gamers as pay piggies and hate of streamers is true in AAA development. The rumors surrounding the once esteemed video game developer first appeared online on July 11th when an anonymous 4chan user claiming to be a Blizzard employee took to the site's V-board to vent on the current state of the company. According to the user, almost every product in the company's library is suffering to some extent. For example, the latest WoW expansion, Shadowlands, is reportedly a shit show with no solid direction, which no higher up expected because of their "we're too big to fail" attitude. Yeah, and a lot of companies have this. They're like, we're too big to fail. The MCU's too big to fail. Star Wars is too big to fail. Sony's too big to fail. To that end, the user also stated that the elephant in the room is Final Fantasy XIV, as the people in charge don't even seem to understand why it's drawing players away in the tens of thousands. The higher-ups just seem so pig-headed and digging their heels in with their fingers and their ears, thinking that all the problems will go away because WoW is too big to fail. There will never be real competition, and people will keep coming back, explained one user, but they aren't coming back anymore, not in the numbers they used to. Well, the game's old. It's very old. Noting that the mood in the company is tense, but also very much it's just a rough transition period. The supposed employee offered a grim vision of Blizzard's future, detailing how Activision has been pushing hard for Blizzard to release more regular product and to generate more income per user, hence Overwatch 2. Do we really need Overwatch 2? Just add more characters. Do we really need an Overwatch 2? Yeah, of course we do, because you got to buy everything all over again. Which, as far as they know, will involve a transition over the next 5 years to a much larger mobile tablet gaming focus. Here it comes. Here comes WoW Shadow Legends. By all accounts, not just WoW, but Overwatch was intended to be the moneymaker in the interim. But once again, someone had the bright idea to kill a game casual players loved on the altar of esports, hoping for another brood war. From what I hear, the told you so's were loud and a lot of people walked beyond Jeff Kaplan. It's apparently not just the games either, but also the studio's reputation. Blizzard seems...
There's a new soap. Can you...
Really? They decided to bring out the Star Wars soap for... Oh, funny. Ha 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 ha. I might buy Dr. Squash, but I'm not interested. I can't believe they actually did this. This is all handmade to be soap, but I can't believe they're doing it. This is like they're I can't believe they're actually doing this. They're desperate for this stuff. I might buy the Only Hope soap. I might buy it. Yeah.
Of the MMO industry, they've become the villain. This I've heard this. I mean, this happens often. I remember original Warcraft and Warcraft 2 from that plucky little independent studio, Blizzard, and look at them now. So this newfound notoriety has supposedly had an effect on Blizzard's hiring practices, as the user revealed that the new position as an industry heel has made the total number of new hires decline. People aren't going to work for them. Not significantly, but the "you want Blizzard on your resume" line doesn't seem to have the appeal it used to. Another issue touched upon by the user was how employees are not being told to disengage from Twitter, with an apparent email reminder being sent out more than once lately stating if you're not a customer relations person, you should not be representing the company to customers, especially if you cannot remain professional. Furthermore, the user also claimed that some at Blizzard view the connection between the devs and its player base as some kind of antagonistic relationship where the goal is not being an entertainer putting on a show for a crowd, but some kind of game hunter trying to trap a large profitable kill. The supposed employee did touch on the topic of wokeness in regards to Blizzard's troubles, admitting that while it's not all some grand SJW conspiracy, people really do want people to feel welcome and represented. We need everything to be vetoed by people not working on it to see if it's inoffensive and bland enough. Gotta run everything through the sensitivity readers. 2 days after the initial posting, the rumors caught the attention of Kern, who took to his personal Twitter account to discuss how, while the specifics anecdotes themselves may not be legit, the attitude described about monetization is true. It is true. You know, AAA gaming got bigger than all media, and you start to attract a lot of execs who are in it for the immense profit versus the love of making games. That's it. Video games got too big. Comics got too big via movies. Anime is getting too big, and now it attracts attention from people who just want to get in, make their mark, make their money, and get out. So yeah, it's really interesting to see this happen. Blizzard, again, they thought they're too big to fail. Now, here's the thing. Square, though, there's been a lot of talk about Square going woke, too. You know, I don't think it's going to affect Final Fantasy XIV so much, but, you know, there's been a lot of chatter about the development team on Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, it turned out that the media misrepresented that, but any of these studios get big enough, and they do tend to take a hard left turn into Wokeville. It happens. So we'll see. We'll see if this spike in new players lasts. There are tons of other MMORPGs out there that could easily replace World of Warcraft. I might have to check out Final Fantasy XIV. I've been holding off on it, but I might have to check it out. I'm going to wrap this up. Please subscribe.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on. And there's an influx of players that are coming in because of Asmongold, and the fact that the game actually sold out thanks to him. And the fact that people were kind of up in arms about this because a lot of people don't like Asmongold for a lot of good reasons. I personally don't have any hatred towards him or anyone else. I know that most people have an issue with him for a lot of good reasons. And it's the fact that Blizzard has changed over the decades, over the years. And I do feel bad for what was going on, and the fact that people have been talking about this issue for a while, because this has been an issue for a long time. Because I personally had to stop playing because, and I'm not going to try to be mean, I do love my guild. They were great people. It's just, the problem is I'm so busy with work in real life. I can't, as much as I like to, I'm just not having fun anymore over playing there, because plus I couldn't find anybody to raid with or play or do dungeons with or anything like that. I felt so isolated. I don't know the people very well. It just felt like I'm just alone all the time. I just didn't really get along. I don't think I get along with people. And I realized I couldn't even bother to ask people anymore. I gave up. As much as I wanted to, I tried to get into World of Warcraft. And as much as I liked World of Warcraft, it's a shame because of the fact that you have to understand there's a lot of people talking about this. Like, this is becoming one of those situations to where people are going into this, and I really don't have an issue with what's going on, because you have to understand, I have no ill will towards the people that make World of Warcraft, but it's a shame that a lot of people lost their jobs letting them go, while giving bonuses to the people that basically did nothing for World of Warcraft. But the people behind it, they let go without even realizing this. It's a shame too, because this is becoming a situation to where people have been talking about this, and it's been a while. It's really been a while. But this has been going on for a while, and I kind of really will have to tell you guys this. My thoughts on this is like, well, Final Fantasy hasn't been that popular, but now it's popular because they have a streamer that does do content for the community. And the fact that he's welcome to it. It's kind of funny how people kind of talked about the leaks and everything, and personally, it's no surprise what's going on, because of the fact that what people say about Asmon and everything. It got to the point that it didn't look good when a furry decided to go after him and try to ban him from Final Fantasy game and harass him just because he left the game. That isn't right. And also the fact that one of the WoW employees retweeted him, and that kind of, like, right now he doesn't care anymore. And it's kind of funny how people are doing that. So, as much as I hate to say it, this is something that people are surprised by. So, this is what's going on. People are getting fed up with World of Warcraft, especially the issues that are happening in that game. I personally couldn't find anybody to play with, so I had to unsubscribe. I really liked the game, but at the same time, it started to get really bad, and I personally don't have an issue with it. It just got to the point where I had to deal with real life first beforehand, because right now I'm kind of in between. Right now I'm focusing on my job. I'm trying to consider transferring over to another section of the job to get paid more, because the current job that I'm in, they're not paying me that much. I'm getting paid peanuts compared to this. So, and I'm just thinking either I transfer to another job or find another job that would pay me more money, because right now I'm being paid less for doing the job for a year, doing nothing but trying to help people sometimes, and sometimes I end up getting shitted on for it, and it gets to the point where you just don't want to do it. And I've been there taking all the crap for a year. I took a lot of crap, took a lot of shit, and the fact that they raised people's salaries, and I'm like the only one in the department trying to do my job. So I guess I can't really blame them, because what I got was what I got. I understand that corporate had to get on my case about things they were concerned about. That was fine by them. But there was a lot of things that happened, and the fact that I was kind of surprised that people were getting sick, people were getting infected by COVID, and I'm surprised I'm the only one that survived it. One of many people who survived the whole COVID situation. And the fact that there was one person that decided to move to Texas, and I kind of cheered him on, because everyone's getting upset over the BS that's happening right now in the West. Because right now, West Side is becoming a staging ground for the apocalypse. Basically, every man for themselves, and people are kind of worried. Some people, not a lot of people, but some. But it's just kind of it's kind of complicated to understand, because it's like that's what's going on, and a lot of people have been discussing this issue for a while. So that's pretty much what's going on. So let me discuss about the anime, guys. Let's talk about the anime today, because it seems like some people want to talk about anime. I want to go ahead and discuss what's going on with the anime, because everybody wants to talk about anime. So let's discuss some anime. Will ya? Alright, I guess I'll show you some anime, because the fact that people are kind of excited about the news about, let me see, Right Stuff, because because I'm waiting for something to come in, and I bought it for a couple of bucks. Let me see what's going on. $45 for Sugura. I haven't watched that anime for a while. School Live. And $75 for $8 for one manga. Vineyard Saga for $58. Damos for $38. What's the adult stuff? Let's see. Agreed. Okay, there we go. Affair on the Job. Okay, that's fine. Right Stuff. Happy Birthday Sale. Loner in the Life of the... Okay, Kiki's Twin Treats. Akibara. Dura Burle. Queen's Blade for $40. And they're selling the Incredibles omnibus books. Jupiter Legacy. Comic books. Novels. For less. Oh, they're expected to be out of stock. Great. Why are they selling Marvel stuff? I don't know why. Like, look at this. This is what's bothering me about this. I'm going to show you guys something. Why is Right Stuff selling Marvel stuff? That's what bothers me about this, is that they're selling volume collections. This is pretty sad. Like, oh shit, Babylon on Blu-ray? For those who don't know, Babylon's a by Clamp. For those who don't know, Babylon's kind of I think a really interesting series. Let's see, because I do believe that Clamp actually has that. Let me see. It's like a, because I remember watching this. Like, it was a really bizarre anime. And I remembered seeing this. But sadly, it wasn't really the best series ever made. And it was made in 2019. And the studio is Reberoot. It's like, they were okay anime company, but sadly, I thought it was the same thing. Stein Gate. The Gate. Oh, Gate? Oh, that's cool. Okay. Well, that's actually pretty cool. Okay. Alright, let's see. Samurai, Hardbook, Totoro. Like, Yen Press. Appraisal Spear, Hero Manga. Like, really, that's gonna be hectic. Hero Mask, Assassin's Pride Steelbook series. Those are really good prices. Elfenlade, Pet. Why are they selling all these things? Well, I did already get Majestic Prince. I already ordered on. Well, that's pretty much what's going on. So, that's what's going on right now. So, you can see right now there's a lot of things going on. And, man, there's a lot of things I should really look into, because there's a lot of drama that's surrounding this. I know I wish I could discuss some animes, but not many people are talking about animes. Mostly people are talking about drama that's happened at Anime Mitsuri, which I already discussed about, because I do feel bad for someone who basically got pranked on, and it was a really bad taste in a prank, because I really hated that prank. So, what is going on Twitch is a little bit more than what we think it is. So, let's see here. The just chatting section. So it's nothing but boobies on the just chatting section, but there is a lot of well, there's a lot of VTubers. Surprisingly, there's a lot of VTubers today. Yeah. No, I don't want to talk about that. A poor girl, a VTuber. So there's a lot of VTubers today. Like, there's a lot of really a lot of VTubers are debuting on Twitch right now, and I'm kind of surprised by this because I was like looking them up, and it's no surprise that this is happening. So I'm gonna try to be nice about this as best as possibly, because there's been a lot of issues that have been popping up about discussions about anime and such, and I'm kind of in the issues of what's going on. So let's see what's on Twitter, because everyone's talking about some new anime. So let's talk about anime. Let's see. Now, there's been some controversy, and I gotta show you guys this thing, because there's been some comparisons to an anime. I don't know what this anime. Oh yeah, it's the slime one, I believe. Now, I forget the beard. She looks like her bush hasn't grown yet. Maybe middle-aged, school age. The English dub. What the hell? Forget a beard. She doesn't look like she can grow hair anywhere. And it's like lolly scornful gaze, unsociable, 3 traits equal perfection. I want to marry her. Okay, great. My great teacher is socially awkward lolly with resting bitch face. She's perfect. I totally marry her. That's funny. Yeah, so Momoshu Tensei, though, LMAO, told blatantly stuff. Yeah, it seems like that's kind of what's going on right now with the translation of what they're doing, because compared to the Japanese translation subtitle, what was translated, it seems that some people are talking about that too. So, that's what's going on. So the next thing I'm going to do is try something else. See what I can find on the internet about anime, because everyone's talking about anime on social media. We're going to talk about anime. I agree with you, man. This is what I kind of agree with him about. Bro, waifu culture in the anime community is 90% 0.5. Cringe, man. I want space operas, giant robots, and well-written dramas again. I kind of agree with that guy. Oh, boy. Yeah, I kind of do agree with him. I kind of do like well-written dramas. So, my anime 3x is not in any order. So, let's see here.
Piece of shit, you fucking goddamn fucker. Listen, fuckhead, you have fucking crossed the line. Get that through your goddamn fucking head. Stop pushing your shit, you son of a bitch.
Alex Jones, I can't believe that guy is still around. After they deleted his stuff, it's kind of funny. Like, there's a lot of memes of him. I do recall, like, his biggest anime speech ever was the most hilarious one ever on YouTube. And yeah, like, a lot of people talked about it. Like,
imagine you live in a world that's fake. Who are your heroes? Patriot. Imagine you live in a world that's totally plastic. Who are your enemies? If you're evil, the Patriots. We are the future. We are the leaders. We are 1776. We are those that were given the mantle and the birthright by George frickin' Washington and Thomas Jefferson. They've taught you to not know who they are, hate them. No, they were renowned around the world. George Washington, for weeks, had dysentery and lost about a third of his weight and climbed around in freezing ice with his men, where they would go on marches at night and they'd lose 10, 15 people just in one battalion, freezing to death. To at dawn battle the Germans 3-1 at places like Trenton. In 30 below temperatures, in 20-plus mile marches, in the dark, with men dying all around him, and George Washington with diarrhea running out of his pants on top of that horse, marching to kick ass, marching not to give up, taking action. That's who we come from, and we let all these hunchback scum rule us. I will never submit to you. And the human spirit is rising. You will not turn us into animals. You will not poison us anymore. You will not kill us. Our spirit transcends all you've done to us. Simple. Stop feeling like you don't have power. Stop feeling pathetic and weak. Break out of your television-induced trance. It starts with a war growl. It starts with getting fired up, staring at yourself in the mirror and showing some teeth and saying, I'm a human being, I have dignity, I'm going to resist, I'm going to start recognizing the propaganda, I'm going to break free from it, I'm not going to fight with my family, I'm going to organize with my family and realize we're under attack by the social engineers, and I'm not going to fight with my neighbors, we're going to organize, humanity's going to come together. Ah! Ah! We know we're under attack, we know it, we're breaking the conditioning. Ah! Ah! We're coming for you, globalist! Ah! Coming for you! Coming for you!
Yeah, you can't help but laugh at this guy because that's who he is. It's like a lot of people made a lot of that stuff too. Like that's how bad it is.
I want to be completely clear here to infinity. Or they're sure to have their carbon tax.
You can't help but laugh at Alex Jones when he does. Like every speech, they put like a anime music theme in there, and it's hilarious. You can't blame him. Like make an emotional statement and then screams. Like it's a lot of the people that talk about this. You can't help it. Like, they even got a Doom one, too.
What do I do, Lord?
Destroy the child. Corrupt them all.
This is their plan, people. These are demons. It's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what all the ancients said. It's what they warned of. It's what we're dealing with. They're demons. They're frickin' interdimensional invaders, okay? I'll just say it. Make fun of me all you want on CNN or wherever, but everyone already innately knows this. These people are not frickin' humans, okay? Hillary Clinton is a goddamn demon. Don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you could hear, like Alex Jones doing that. Like, it's hilarious that like people like to make fun of it. Like, that's how bad it is when years back he makes all these weird ass, like, ridiculous, Like, people, like, make these ridiculous memes of him, and it's no joke how that happens. Now, I wonder what's going on. Like, Oricron.
아니, 학교 잡아.
Whoops, sorry. Oh boy, I wish I could show you guys this, but unfortunately, YouTube has this, like, Japan has a really big copyright thing, and I wish I could show you guys the trailers that they have. I thought it was really cool. And there are some really good animes out there that are coming out soon, but sadly we can't show them. That's pretty bad. So that's pretty much what's going on. And a lot of people are talking about this because it's really crazy. So let's see here. Let's see if I can find it, because I thought it was hilarious what they did. And I can't seem to find it. Oh boy, don't use anime apps. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? They got anime apps. So today I'm going to go ahead and talk about anime apps, since a lot of people are bringing up the whole anime drama that's surrounding the anime apps. I did discuss this before about the anime apps, and I kind of... a lot of people have came forward about this whole issue about the anime apps, and I want to go ahead and talk about this because I kind of agreed with them on these issues, because a lot of them pointed out some issues addressing the whole particular drama that's surrounding the AnimeTube thing. One person kind of pointed out these things. A lot of the discussions being made here, I kind of do agree. There's a particular, like... Let me see if I can show you guys, because I don't know if I can... Yeah, it covers the details of the saga at... Okay. Yeah. So, what's going on, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys something, is that there... because one of the videos I talked about was the AnimeTube thing, and the fact is that this app is unauthorized. This is not a real actual app. This actually was on Xbox Live, and I talked to a friend about it, and the fact that this thing was absolutely banned from Microsoft a while back, it's still being in use, but the problem is that it tries to use other sources of animes from illegal websites, I found out, especially YouTube. I found out being uploaded on YouTube. They were showing illegal animes. That's what was the issue with that AnimeTube, and it was trying to become the next Crunchyroll. That's how Crunchyroll was known for back then, and a lot of people seem to forget that this AnimeTube is trying to become the next Crunchyroll, because Crunchyroll originally started as a piracy site. I know this because I used to use their site before, back in 2007. I didn't register until 2008. I know for a fact that the site came out in 2006. Some people told me about the website itself, and the website itself was pretty legit for what it's worth. It had a lot of animes that I never thought I could see before. They had Heavy Metal L Gram on there. They had a lot of other animes that you practically never heard of before, and they even showed like a couple of animes here and there, and I was kind of surprised by it. Like they even showed Macross, the music video for it, like the 2000 something Flash, I think it was called, and they also had God Mars. They even tried to show Exumbaru Gale, I think it was called. And it was about this blue mech and this guy in the desert trying to fight off a bunch of people trying to go after him. And the fact that AnimeTube was trying to become the next Crunchyroll by pulling this off, trying to use like unlicensed anime, was the biggest problem. The PR for it and everything, they claimed that they were going to get all these animes to be licensed, but unfortunately that wasn't the case, because according to them, they were like saying particular part of the campaign that was based on how they worded it was legally impossible to offer. The highest stretch of MPV's getting to vote on the rights of what to anime dubbing and distribution rights, they can't even offer something like that to a backer for the name for anime streaming service that offers this sort of thing, saying it's a big flat where you can't do that on Kickstarter. It's arbitrary, blurry in context of a stretch goal. It seems like the investment in part of the company is not monetary gain position, but it's seemingly vocal on one large aspect of the streaming platform. And it's not allowed. There's a handful of rules that didn't follow the terms that they sort of violated, using images that they didn't have rights to use. And that's why people use the fan art, because then the artist owns the image. And it was a reasonable point. Like, there were some people that kind of pointed out this. Merriweather just deleted his video and is indeed suspicious. It's indeed suspicious. I did talk about this one because I told people to leave Merriweather alone. I found out from other sources that he basically said, hey, I'm going to give back all the money. Don't ask him for the money, please. What happened was he basically got commissioned to be paid to make comics for them. He didn't realize that what was going on was a bit shady, and he found out and realized, yeah, I'm not going to work with them. So please, I actually had to do this. And the fact that it was kind of sketchy too, because this one person also bring up that they also had a previous Kickstarter that was asking for $285,000 that was canceled before reposting the current one, and the lower goal was the cheapest tiers. It's definitely a scam. They're asking for $50K, not really setting. And the fact that this thing actually made like $110K and then later was canceled, it was kind of suspicious. And the fact that this happened was kind of what was going on with the scam. And the fact that people were talking about this scam a lot on YouTube was no surprise. Because I found out from talking to people about it on Twitter. I didn't know, but it seems like there was a lot of things going on. And it is a possible scam that happened. The fact that this whole thing was a bit sketchy at first, because the fact that I had comments on the comment section explaining to me about this, because I admit I wasn't very perfect at what I was talking about, and there was a lot of issues with this whole thing about sending red flags, and I talked about it. Personally, I thought this was indeed good information, and I actually had to reply to people about this whole situation because it seemed like they actually had some reasonable takes that they made. And again, I kind of had to use their takes on this on my video. They were basically nice enough to talk about it, and I respectfully kind of did have a good conversation with them. And I do feel bad that I kind of misworded a lot of the information. And I admit I'm not perfect, but that was kind of what was going on. And the thing is, it's like, this is something that a lot of people are talking about because this was the biggest deal last week, especially the drama that happened with AnimeTube, because they illegally claimed that they had the rights to them, to these animes. And I apologize for anything that happened, because this is what happened. And we actually had some interesting conversations back and forth about it, like simply being that able to show 5,000 shows would be more than CR. But their original PDF shows that they falsely claimed that they're in talks, including the license to shows exclusively to shows that Love Hina, which has been in licensing hell, which, yeah. That was a bigger example of that. And that's what people were talking about to me. Because this app was basically falsely claiming that they were going to license, they were in talks of licensing these animes to their app, and sadly that didn't happen when one of the industry people called them out for it and called them out on their bluff, because it turns out they didn't get any messages from them, they didn't say anything, and it was kind of funny. So this is what's going on, and the sad part is that those people who did any money, I do feel bad for them, because a lot of it's been going on. Now, this is something I'm going to be very nice about, because today this is what is happening. People are talking about Chainsaw Man, and I'm not really familiar with Chainsaw Man. I know that the manga came out, and a lot of people are excited about Chainsaw Man in particular, because they are happy to hear the news about Chainsaw Man. Now, it's a really dark storyline, and from what I understand, this manga is basically it's a weird it's a weird storyline, and to my understanding, I never really heard about this series. I understand that this is created by a famed manga artist who did another series, and I never really got into this series. I never did. This was made in 2018 through 2020, and it only lasted like 11 volumes from what I've seen. And this is published by Viz Media, which was put on Shonen Jump. Surprisingly, this was now people are talking about this, even showing the trailers of it, being excited about this new series by Tatsuki Fujimoto. And it's like, and I gotta look up Tatsuki Fujimoto, because it seems like a lot of people are talking about this. Tatsuki was born, let's see here, December, JSQ awarded Shonen Jump, blah blah blah, promoted Senji Maki. Yeah, this guy was competitive, very competitive. So Fujimoto was the first major serialized work of Fire Punch. So that was one of his works that he did. And serializes the work of Chainsaw Man, published in Shinshuya Weekly Shonen Jump in December. So Shinshuya Weekly Shonen Jump. Oh, that's a totally different Shonen Jump. Fujimoto described it as FLC with pop opera. Wow, opera. I never heard of this manga, opera. So it's kind of gothic for a manga. Revolves around creatures known as Gunas who shape their bones like armor and weaponry themselves. Focusing on such Gunas known as Kujujin, worked to Collected Publishing, which is 2006. So this is a 2-volume manga. Oh, that's interesting. And this is, I gotta look this up, because I'm looking at this from Facebook, and the art doesn't look bad. I gotta admit, like, Arbora is kind of cool. I gotta admit, like, this is the inspiration of Chainsaw Man. Like, that's not bad looking. I got to admit, that's not bad looking for that thing. Sorry about that. I gotta take that back. Oh man, back. That's kind of beautiful art for the inspiration of it. But it reminds me too much like the art style is kind of like French in a way. Don't get me wrong, like it feels like a French style horror type of storyline, but at the same time, Arbra is kind of a, as you can see, like you can tell, like this is a really dark setup. Like I might just read this manga because it looks kind of cool. I do like the style of art that it does, and you can tell like the main inspiration of it was does look kind of cool though, because Arbor is kind of like a really dark storyline, as you can see. And and you can tell like the art style isn't perfect, but it definitely, you know, looks cool. And it kind of has this setup of Arbor is kind of really looking cool though. Like the art style, I like it. It's very dark and gothic. Thanks for recommending this to me. Even though most people don't consider them a good source, they definitely have a really good idea what they're doing. Because this is the main inspiration of, I might just buy the books if they ever decide to do this, because I would like to read this manga. This is actually interesting to read. I might buy it because I do like this. This is a very dark and gothic looking storyline. You could tell by the book, it's very creepy. Like, this is pretty cool. I like this storyline. I like this. This would probably turn on a lot of goth chicks for some weird reason, by the looks of it. I like it. It's really cool. Like the art style is really awesome. Like it does have that dark, you know, gritty sort of gothic type of story. Like that's what it does. Like this is pretty cool. Like I got to admit, like the art style is a little bit gritty. Like, you can tell that they did this pretty well. Like, Jesus, that's not bad. That's not a bad art style, even though it's not well looked. And I can see that it only lasted 2 volumes, and I do feel bad that the 2 volumes wasn't that. This is definitely really good art style. It's a shame that it didn't get much love for. But I can see where the inspiration came from. And it does seem like that's where his main inspiration came from, and I can see that he basically made some really good ideas from it. So that's what it came from. So that's pretty much what I would say. I think it does have potential to be a good storyline for a manga. I might just buy that one Abra manga. I think it would be a cool idea. Because I do like the Abra, I might buy that one. I gotta look up Abra and just see if they have it for sale. And then pull that out of my... let's see if they got that on my Amazon list. For a hardcover is like $25, and this is volume 1 deluxe edition or volume 2. Jesus, that's bad. Oh man. Oh well. Blame, and let's see what else they have. By Omega. I might just look up some stuff because it's like I never read Chainsaw Man, so to be honest with you guys, it's very much I never hear anything outside of the US. I'm mostly into the anime. I know that most people are into Chainsaw Man, but for me, I might just read it to check it out. But sadly, you know, some people kind of were. I'm kind of disappointed on the news about what was going on with one anime that most people were shitting on. And I kind of read the manga, and I thought the manga was good, but the anime really was terrible. And it sort of ruined the imagination of the anime itself, being that the manga actually tried to tell a good story. And to find out, the story got shitted on by a lot of people when the anime came out. And the thing is, I should be honest with them about this and tell them, hey, I like the manga, but it's a shame that you guys gave up on the manga. I just wish the anime would have been done better. Because pretty much the anime ruined the manga, and the guy had to stop because of the fact that this happened, and I feel bad for what happened. And let's see what else is going on, because everybody's talking about it. So guess I better go ahead and talk about this, because it's funny how this is happening. So today, oh boy. So anyways, I'm going to probably end this stream because not many people give a shit about this stream. I know that most people ain't talking to me right now, so I'm just going to end it. End it now. End this stream. End the stream now, bitches. End the stream. Alright, I'm out.